going to be Dignitas taking on Vivo Keyd. Now, I'm just going to jump straight into this one first. Yeah. You said that you think the Brazilians will now be able to take down Dignitas from what you saw. Now, admittedly, Vivo looked very strong. They looked in individual raw skill. They were definitely there. But do you think they can match Dignitas on a tactical level? And also, we're getting to see Overpass, which a different style of map here. So I haven't seen Vivo on Overpass. I'm intrigued.
So 2 points. One, Overpass, very good point. This is something that I think is going to throw a bit of a spanner in the works because again, we don't know how Keyd play on this map. We have a bit of information on their Mirage. If they come into this one actually having prepped the map in terms of tactics, that would be nice. But no expectation in that regard. So we'll see how prepared they are.
Yeah.
My point was mainly not only is the aim sick on Keyd, where they just run into sites and hit like 3 headshots on Dig. It was very kind of. I don't want to say they weren't good aimers, but in comparison, I'd just say that Keyd looked so much better individually across the entire board. And just fast reactions and everything, their movement, their crosshair placement, just everything was better in my opinion. But also the fact that when we look on Inferno, I think about Dig and I go, what did I actually see in terms of like T-side strategy? Because they won a lot of T rounds, yes, they got 10 rounds on T-side, but I didn't actually see any executes. You know, they went for the standard B smokes, whatever, everyone knows that.
Yeah.
In terms of the A site, the only utility I saw was maybe pop flashes and a couple of smokes up towards short. We didn't actually see anything from the T side. And so that's where I think Keyd, in terms of preparation, at least on Mirage, they looked a lot better. They had their set smokes, they had their splits, they had everything, and they had their defaults. And that was something that I think Dig struggled on a little bit more in terms of execution. So, again, I don't know how well versed they are on a map like Overpass, but with a best of one vetoing down to one map, no randomness in this, surely they have something.
That's what I was. So when I looked at Overpass coming out, I'm thinking, okay, for me, Vivo would have banned it if they were really against it. So it's got to this stage.
Exactly.
It's obviously you are capable of playing against it. But when I look at terms of official matches, then Vivo don't. We haven't got that much information to go off, right? That's what we're looking at. It's a little bit different.
But that does work in their favour. Take into account Dig now knowing we're up on this map. There's no information on Keyd playing here. We have nothing to counter strat them. We have nothing to. We have to work it out on the fly. And I think this is going to be a little more difficult for both teams, in fact, because
the unknown entities.
Yeah, unknown entity. And we saw how difficult that was, at least for Dig in the first map, of them going into OT versus unknown. They literally were unknown. They had no idea what to expect because there weren't officials played with this roster and there weren't, a long list of events they'd played. So that's something that may work in the favour of Keyd, but we'll have a look. We'll jump into the game either way. As we get into the knife round, very important on this map as well. You want to kick off with that CT side. If anything, I want Dig to win this knife, or I want Keyd to pick T side if they really want to win, because they showed some explosive executes. And again, coming back to the point, if they're prepared on this map with their executes, I think they're going to be able to take it. But we are here. We are into the game. Knife round, obviously, to start things off. And Banks, you kind of slipped this one under the bus, I guess you could say. You slipped. You've run past the bus. I'm going to ask
I allowed you to have it because you haven't given one yet, so it's fair now.
I think I have. No, not the first one. Not the first one. Call the second one. You're right. But what's your prediction for this one?
You tried it. Honestly, with this one, I don't so much agree with you that I think Vivo will come away with the win here because I don't have that information to go off in terms of the Overpass style.
Right?
But what I look at here is Dignitas will now be warmed up, right? They've had their games played. They know what's going on. They know how to... They know what they need to improve, right? Like, Emily didn't have a great start to the game, but you saw her get warmed up and she became better into overtime, making it work. So I still feel like Dignitas can win this, but I'm worried from what we saw from on that first game because it wasn't what we expected. It wasn't what people thought we were going to see from Dignitas.
It wasn't as clean cut as it should have been in a game that they should be coming into and just not destroying, but they should just be confidently taking that game, like a 16-10 like you predicted. It shouldn't be going to overtime, where at one point you think, okay, are Dig even going to close this out, or are they going to get upset? So yeah, coming into this map, I think yes, Keyd are still regarded as pretty much everyone as the underdogs, but from what I've seen from the 2 maps today, I was more impressed from Keyd than I was from Dig. But anything can happen again. It's a best of 1. There's no guarantee. We should be into this game shortly. There's been a short pause, maybe some tech issues on someone's side. Knife round's not going to head.
So I'll be honest, right? When I said Dignitas in the first game, I was confident with it, and it got real close. And then from what we've seen from Vivo, we were saying, okay, we believe the Brazilians are going to win. They did, but it was still close. The Chinese team gave them a run for their money.
Very good
If this goes by anything, I would say that this is a harder game to call. If I had asked this decision, if you said about this matchup, I would have said Dignitas 100%. But from having seen both, I'm really torn. Like Vivo, they have got all the components to make this work, and that would be a huge upset to see Vivo come through, go 2-0, and it's not out the realms of possibility here. So I think the first like 5 to 6 rounds is going to be a huge telling point on exactly how this could end up going.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know how I've eluded my prediction completely there, by the way.
As you say, if I came into this and I looked at the matchup before today, and this was the first matchup, I would have called Dig instantly, because that's a safe bet. But after seeing the game, that's swayed my opinion. So I'm going to stick with it. Was that Dig to win the 9th round? No, it's Vivo. They would pick CT. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm going to stick with it. Why not? Go for the ballsy prediction. I think they've got a lot of potential. And again, we've already seen how the Brazilian scene can kind of rise up. This exact org has had the superstar story of, you know, obviously going to Luminosity, then SK, etc. And now, well, I was going to say best team in the world, but they just lost 2-1 to Liquid in Star Series, so we will save that one for another day. Vivo, though, CT side to kick things off, and Dig, they are starting things off, obviously, on the T side banks. It's the opposite. And now we're going to have the buys coming in. Utility on Artstar, so clearly a set strat here for the Dignitas side. Similar buy here for Vivo, fairly default. Kit smoke on Gabby, and we're jumping right into this one. Already, Dignitas taking control towards the playground. We've got Artstar holding passive with that utility, maybe flashing them up through long, but there's no one here for the CT side. Vivo playing very passive up on the bomb site. So Dig showing a lot of presence up towards A. This is a standard strat where you can just show presence on A and rotate down connector and then run into B. But the issue is Vivo have no info. So, you know, all of this push from Dig, with it eventually being a B play, doesn't matter because Vivo has no info. And the fact that Dig are committing with this is very ballsy because Vivo have no reason to rotate anyone off of B, so I'd be surprised if they committed with a B play at this point, but you can see they're now questioning things, because obviously they're expecting to get challenged up on the A bomb site. Overpass a map that lends itself to CT aggression very well, but Vivo not showing their face, not showing their hand. Dig now having to switch things up. Smoke towards the stairs. Bomb still going down B, so trying to throw in this fake. Let's see if Vivo over-rotate.
Now the push comes in. Goosebreeder getting close and personal to Cammy. He's unable to find the frag. Goosebreeder looking for more as well. Does she have the chance to make it work? And I love this. Causing the wraparound, causing the confusion. She can do so much damage. This is brilliant from Goosebreeder. Walks in, finding herself 2 kills across 2 different bomb sites, making it work and putting Joltney down to 1 health.
This wrap back up to A though from Dig. They are throwing in all the fakes in the book. Vivo having to rotate up to the site, but they dropped the bomb. That's a big kill. Pan takes 2. Follow up from Bizina. They are shutting down. And look at the bomb position. It's on top of the box. Emily can't retrieve it. The time is too low, and there's players in the site. She grabs the first. But Joltney's coming from the backside as well as Bizina sits on top of the stairs. And Emily, she realizes if she doesn't get the bomb, she doesn't chase the kill. She doesn't know where the bomb is. There's no time left. That is such an awkward way to lose a round. And Vivo, they'll take it. You hate to see that, Banks.
Yeah, Vivo looking very strong there, despite having all the against them, right? You were basically down and out of that. Pan comes out, wrecking heads, 2 pistols, making it work. And then Emily left all alone in a really difficult situation. The bomb being up top puts her right in the open, and she pays the price for it. And now we see a 1-0. The Brazilians start off strong.
Yeah, I even like that wrap back from Team Dig. It made so much sense with having Goosebreeder get that presence on B and then going up towards the A site. You know, the execute was fine considering that what they were trying for at the beginning of the round, but obviously Pan hitting her shots, as you say. Big individual efforts from Vivo. And now Team Dig on that force by sneaking up towards the A bomb site. It's Cammy playing close with the MP9. Got to be very careful here. 1 flashbang on Milk, maybe getting them through this smoke, but it goes down again. Team Dig may opt to go through it. It looks like they're all stacking up. That shall be the case. Will Cammy be ready? Flash through. She doesn't get blinded. Great angle, but she can only get 1. Teammates there for support, but no one getting frags. It's actually all in the way of Team Dignitas. They're on the bomb site.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage being done early on there. That Mac 10 actually working, and they've managed to grab now extra weapons with it, but can Gabby turn this around? They do continue to hunt her, though. Artstar playing confident and aggressive. The bomb will only just be planted now, and we'll have Joltney UMP in hand. She's got a flash to work with a couple of players low, but this is going to be real tricky for her.
Yeah, again, everyone's in their post plants. They've now spotted her. She could have used the element of surprise to get a free kill, but they've got to be watching the angle. Now she's in the open. Famas versus UMP. You know who wins this duel. It is Goosebreeder. 2 kills that round. Team Dignitas get their first on the board. So they come back in with a force. Vivo not looking ready for that one. Yeah,
it's like we're literally seeing the same thing.
Well, back and forth. And a force up for Vivo. They want to contest this, it seems. Not everyone. Bazina saves some cash. Nope, she does go for the buy. Cammy saving for that AWP, understandably so, but Dignitas have so many SMGs. This is going to be such a mow-down against these head armorless and armorless players on the CT side. 2 up in the toilets, and they're going to get wrapped from the back, so they've got to be ready for this. Team Dig sending a lot of players up towards long. Again, Artstar with the lurk. Will they be ready for these 2 pistol players? Flash in, it's perfect. They're all blind, and it's going to be a mop-up. Easy kills for Dignitas. They can hit the A site.
So now they will have all the advantage to play with on the Dignitas side. They're not going to be caught off guard by the forced pistols. And Vivo, for what they invested into it, they've not really had anything pay off for them here. Now, it is still early days, but they did struggle early on the start of their game as well, because they had that back and forth early on. It's who can come out top across that opening set of fights here. As Joltney managed to get Artstar down, so that's one weapon they can try and claim. They will, though, probably see most likely players continue to push further forward at them. Business of the Mac 10 could do some damage here. Finds the first. And Joltney, she can hear exactly what's going on, so she might be able to... Oh, they don't check it. She gets 1, but that's all she's going to get. Damage done, though, nevertheless. And not a bad round for Vivo. At least they managed to reclaim some of what they spent into it. But we sit at 2-1 with Dignitas taking the lead.
Yeah, just early days here. We're waiting for a team to at least get on the buy. Vivo's still on pistols for now. Cammy should have that AWP up into the next round, though. Bit of cash to play with, the loss bonus starting to kick in. Dignitas is a money-making round for the SMGs. They put them in a really good place to actually get opening kills in the first map. Let's see if they can do the same here. Oh, full set on the CT side. They're going to get 1. Joltney with a pistol. Again, she's so damaging with that USP, as well as a CZ75, but control regained from Dignitas. It's not too much of an issue. So it looked like Vivo had a lot of potential in that round, but not able to close it out. It is going to be Dignitas 3-1 up. And here's the buy that we've been waiting for. AWP on Cammy, rifles on everyone else, utility as well. Kits shouldn't be an issue. And we have the AWP and Emulate as well.
Yeah, this is Vivo's time to shine. This is their time to make it happen.
They've got the aggro AWP peak as well. Look at the AWP. It's on Pan instead of Cammy, so she's going for the spawn. She can throw that back to her teammate, and more than likely will, considering they're doubled up. But running back, it's going to be Team Dig taking control towards B, or Artstar will at least. They have Connector as well. We have a boost up on the B site. Will Artstar expect it? She's pre-aiming the angle. There it is. That's a good kill for Artstar. Opening up for Team Dignitas once again. Aggression as well. Joltney looking to trade. This timing almost gets the better of her, but she'll take down Artstar anyway. 4-on-4 in play now. Dignitas back towards the A site. Vivo have 2 players here, but Banks, one of those players is the AWP of Cammy. And she was so good on that first map of Mirage. If she can step up again, this could be sick, but surely won't expect 4 players running up through the smoke. Resmoke can come down, but flashes will come over for Dignitas. Cammy, ready and waiting. Blind, but hits a shot anyway. Backs off towards the bank, looking for more. And she spots it, but she can't hit the shot. They're overrunning her on the site. Emulate burns out Pan, and now it's 2 players left on the CT side to contest.
Dignitas, they've woken up after that first game, and they're looking to do all the damage they can now. But Bizina, she has something to say, finds herself 2, and this quickly turns around. Goosebreeder pushing through the smoke. Bizina finds it, comes in with a triple kill, and she saves Vivo from a, not annihilation, but it was a very confident play coming out from Dignitas again. But again, they are pushing for that A bomb site over and over again. Let's try and see them work A maybe.
Great start for Dig, but Vivo back in with a buy, so looking to make this a 3-3. Dig, they want to speed up the pace. Fast towards B, it seems. Bit of a boost for Milk. Molotov down, a wide peak with it. That's awkward. It doesn't work out either. Joltney gets killed, even with the damage done. Dignitas are going to run into the B bomb site. Nade's still going through. That could at least finish off someone, but Rain shot to the head of Gabby. It's going to be again the trade from Bazina. She had a big round previously around 3k, but she's not going to be able to step up again. 1 for her, Milk with the trade, and Team Dignitas on the site.
Solid play coming out from the Dignitas players. Joltney with that aggressive angle couldn't make it work, and this is going to be really hurting the money of Vivo if they can't pick up this round. Cammy sneaking round, and she's got so far in a really good position here. The molly goes over. She manages to just duck and dive to avoid it without making any noise yet. Her positions was unknown until Rain pops out, delivers the pain, and finds herself 2 frags. 4-2 and Dignitas.
Yeah, they're looking a lot more warmed up
Oh,
in terms
yes.
of aim. Now I'm regretting my decision. Because just in the first match, no one was hitting their shots. They were just losing silly gunfights, and that's how we saw the T side do so much work. And I feel like Vivo starting on the CT side was a big mistake to make on this map. This map is yes, it's CT sided, but it's not so CT sided that you shouldn't start on your more comfortable side, and that was clearly the T side from when we watched Keyd play. Not to take it away from Dig, they are performing very well, looking far better than that of Inferno. Clearly this is a map they're more comfortable on. Not the same story so far for Keyd. Pistols out. Again, a walk outside of B for Dignitas. Goose Breeder trying to make a play on the A-bomb side. She's going to do some damage. There's Bazina going down. And Dignitas already having opened things up. But again, with pistols in play, this shouldn't be too much for hassle.
Well, they're continuing to push there through Monster, and they're just going to be absolutely destroyed. Long distance, the AKs are always going to win that duel. 3 for Rain, and she has come into her own so far. 8 for 3. Backed up by Goose Breeder on 10 for 5. The Team Dignitas ladies are really starting to show their stuff here. And they're showing that not only was that first game just maybe the warm-up for them, but also they weren't going to give Vivo an easy ride in this. Vivo has shown their stuff against the Chinese team pretty convincingly. They looked very strong. They looked comfortable in Mirage. So far, they've got a lot to be worked on here on Overpass, and they need to turn this around before Dignitas just gain too much of a massive lead. Because remember, they are on the T side here, which on paper should be the side that is a bit harder here for the ladies.
Not having too much trouble though. Again in the connector, it's going to be easy mop-up kills for Dig, although I say that. These pistols have been pretty dangerous from Vivo, and they're going to show us why. 2 kills going their way, but Dig take the B site in the meantime. 3 players for either team. And Dig with a lot of utility still left into this round, so they should be okay with at least keeping out these CT players. Guns are being picked up. One onto Cami. And this is certainly a round you can test if you're Vivo. You want to try and win this one, because if you pick up an eco, not only will it mean you have a lot of money for that buy next round, but also it's really going to get in the heads of Team Dignitas. Rain shuts down that short push. Joltney can't trade. She gets wide-faced. And Rain, even though she's low, she should be fine on this fight. Does go down to Bazina. A 1v3, maybe again here up on the B site. Going to run in. She gets peeked from Artstart, expecting Emulite. And that's Team Dig with their 6th round on the board. Now the buy again from Vivo.
A very smart play from Rain at that point as well. Low health from getting the kill in water, and then up high, she knew that Joltney was there with the Deagle. Didn't want to face it, called it into her teammates. Joltney was looking for her to poke out again, and she gets taken down anyway. Just smart decisions being made here. 6-2, and Dignitas, they're looking strong. They're definitely coming into their own. But again, now Vivo have got their chance to turn this around. But how aggressive are they going to play here at Connector? Are they going to go and try and challenge for that fight? And already you can see Pan start to drop away. Cami's moved back just a little bit because they don't want to take the early fight here if they don't need to. But Joltney's fallen in the meantime. They've got aggressive through Monster with both players, and that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Vivo,
and they're now forcing the rotate.
Yeah. And Team Dig aren't even committing, so
No.
Vivo are going to regret this rotation.
No info, and they're rotating like that. How does it even... How's that really a thing?
They're expecting the push off the back of those 2 kills from Dig at least. Doesn't come through though. And that's fine for Dig. They can push, they can get aggressive, or they can just hold on to a 5-on-3. And know that Vivo, at least they're going to have to split their defense across the sites. Good shot from Emulite. Now Dig can hit the B side. That's their 3rd pick on this side of the map. So Vivo's rotations definitely need to come down now. But to be honest, at this point, I would say a save. Smokes are down. So much utility left up for Dig. And Vivo with 2 players and no one in the bomb site. This round is over.
Question is now, Dignitas, they've got the money to go and hunt quite comfortably. Do they then get the bomb down and push out a little bit further right? Do they go further forward and try and take all the weapons from Vivo and basically just destroy their economy here? Because look, it's up on your scoreboards, and now they've got nothing in the bag at all. Pan and Cami have to save this, and in the meantime, Rain is just keeping to rack up the score here, up on 11 for 4 at the moment. Dignitas feeling very comfortable here on Overpass, and Vivo, their CT side, they're like the random aggressive pushes, that's not going to work against Dignitas, who have definitely sat back on more rounds than I can count at this stage. They sit back, they wait, they're waiting for Vivo to play that aggressive style, and they're not going to be caught off guard here.
Well, I want to see how Vivo use the money next round, because while they've got max loss bonus, they only saved 2 instead of 3. Maybe not even 2. Rain's on the hunt. Got to be very careful here, Cami. We'll get away with it. 7-2 up. Dig looking far better than earlier as well. Their T side still strong as it was in Inferno though. Money, I mean, I wouldn't buy here if I'm Vivo. I would go for the eco. You know, buy up 3 pistols alongside with a bit of armor. You know, keep $2,000, and you'll get 3,400 next round. So it'll be good enough for the buy. Vivo don't have to worry about that. Maybe you can put the AWP and the M4 in a position to succeed, or even stack them on a bomb site. You know, both the guns on B, and then the other 3 pistol players on A playing very passive. Dig have been looking for these early picks from aggressive Vivo players. If they don't give them to it, similar to the pistol round, play passive on the side. See what you can do with the pistols. But taking their time, and I think they're at least under the same decision that they don't want to buy up into this round. That would be too big of a risk.
Yeah, it's like almost, oh, do we do it? But you're not going to do anything against Dignitas' economy. We've got 3 players on more than 10 grand there. They're just sat there. Plenty of rounds they can buy up in. You're not going to have anything huge here, but still, just with the 2 rifles, they all know that they're doing it. They're going for it. Hugo, they're actually going for it. They're going for M4s, we're going to have a CZ up, we're going to have FAMAS, AWP up on Cami. They can make this work right, but you've struggled with your main buys. Why would you hinder yourself when you've still got rounds to play with?
See, it's not the worst buy. I don't know. It's not the worst possible buy. The only limitation is the CZ, but they've been good with the pistols anyway, so you know you can make that point at least. But as you say, Banks, you know, when you've been struggling with your real buys, why even try and limit yourself? This lead is getting out of hand, though. That's one thing they're taking into account. And at the very least, you know, it'll be 9 rounds before they fully buy up next, and which isn't, you know, a great consolation, but it's something. However, they really should be trying to win this one if they want to come back into this map, because Dignitas with a heavy lead on the T side so far, and as we've established, you know, T side not the most favoured on this map. And again, I question the choice of picking CT when you are just, you know, coming off the back of an aggressive T side on Mirage, where they were just very fast paced and got in the heads of Go Home. Now you're letting Team Dig control the pace, and that's exactly where they want to be. Lots of money up on the T side. Full buy coming in. Utility on everyone as well. Gooseberry not opting for any. Doesn't need nades, apparently. Maybe the first entry in. Maybe they're going for a quick rush and she's just going to run into a bomb site first. But no, she buys up nades, so don't worry.
She's just like, I'm going to troll the casters until the very end, and then I'll buy.
Well, into the connector anyway. Xena on the outside, got to be very careful here with the CZ, but it is the perfect position for the gun. Cami's going to open up as well. Aggression up towards the A side of the map. She's going to get herself a pick. Goose Breeder going down, so maybe she shouldn't have bought utility after all. Team Dig grouping up inside of the connector, and with the bomb making its way up through playground, they look to take their control up towards the A bomb site. Still, we have aggression though. Pan's here with the M4, and again with support from Cami at the back of the bomb site. Vivo should be okay towards A for now, but they do have a 4-player B setup, which needs to change, because now we have that rotate down to B from Cami, leaving just Pan on A. And the issue with this is you have no information towards long, right? Dig can just walk their way up long, and they have shown that multiple rounds just taking A through contact plays on long, and Vivo should be at least trying to counter that. They have got aggressive short positioning though, as Bazina moves in with the CZ75. Let's see if they're ready for this.
That's going to be the key thing. Vivo, they've managed to find a 1-player advantage. Can they make the magic happen? Cami with the first kill. They're continuing to push through it though. 3v5.
30 seconds left as well. They're running out of time. Bazina, she's going to get one for a short. Missed shot from Cami may pay the price, and she does. Rain gets that frag, but still this bomb needs to go down, and we have 3 players on short A. This is a huge task to accomplish for Dignitas. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Emulate certainly won't. Vivo pick up the force buy. It's not the worst as well. They keep 4 alive, so the money's actually going to be very good, but it's the same story for Dignitas, James. They have so much cash on this T side, it won't be an issue to buy it for the next few. Yeah,
the reset can come in there, and well, I did question the Vivo buy. They made it work. They made the magic happen. They've got a 3rd round now. But how much more can they put in here? Because this hasn't really affected Dignitas. They've still got a solid buy, and they can just run, continue to push further forward with this. Again, they're being pushed back at Monster. They're trying to be locked into that position. Vivo like to stop the rush coming in early on. But look at this positioning. Joltney's going to have no information of what's going through Monster. She's just looked towards it, so she's got a chance here. Got to hit them first shots, but she can't make it work. Milk's coming with the early entry. The nades go out. Joltney's just having to duck and cover and hide to buy herself some more time. They know she's going to be around there somewhere. Milk's going to go for the plant. But how much can she really get done here? Position was just checked. Rain finds it after Joltney gave it away. Pan's got one. That's nice from Cammy. Now this gives them a game to play with. Milk is only on 6 health. The boost gets caught off by Rain, though. She was ready for it, completely prepared for that. But Pan's not done yet. Low health on all the CT players. They both fall at the same time. Dignitas reset him. Dignitas money is fine. And Dignitas are looking to put the hurt onto Vivo. And rightly so, this match pause comes in. Why? Because at the moment, you're trying, and it's just not working out.
Yeah, this is not only a different Dignitas in the sense they are hitting their shots far more on these entries, but also Vivo just looking so discombobulated, not working together as a team. These retakes are not timed, and they're not checking their positions. I mean, we literally saw one player run out through Monster and not watch Enemy Elite in the pit. These are basic mistakes being made by Vivo. Not what we saw on Mirage either, so maybe me getting overconfident considering they played a lesser of an opponent with Go Home having less experience than Dignitas, but I'm just so surprised this is happening because, you know, while Dignitas, of course, coming into this event, expected to be in the final by most, and I said the same thing, but I don't know, I wasn't impressed by their Inferno, even though they took that victory. It was too close for my liking.
I think they just needed to warm up, right? Because
yeah.
we saw
no, this is looking far better. They are
up.
looking great here. So
and this
back
map
to the
as
Dignitas
well.
we know and love.
Vivo, maybe when they saw Overpass came through, they thought they could do it, but maybe it's just not a key pick that they ideally wanted to do here. Maybe they thought they had an advantage over Dignitas on it, but it didn't pan out that way.
I'm interested to see how their T-side goes, but in order for us to see that, they need a few more rounds on this first half. And frankly, Banks, we're reaching the edge of it.
Yeah.
Not only are we 12 rounds in, but they don't have money.
12th round, no money, having to come in with the pause.
This is going to be an interesting decision what Vivo make. We saw that force earlier at the very least, right? But I feel at this point that would be a terrible idea. You know, the other one you can justify. This is not one you want to go for the eco. Light investment again, but we got players like Joltney on 1600. That's not enough. The issue is with the reset coming in, most teams would straight up force off the back of a reset. The reason they haven't done so yet is because they have some players with money, and that is because they won, you know, a force a couple of rounds ago anyway. So that's why we have a long pause and a difficult decision to make. They're actually going to go for it. I think this is Vivo just putting themselves on the back foot, to be honest.
Well, they've been keen to make the forces work. Can they get it done here? We're going to see Dignitas with everything to play for. Goose Breeder's gone for the Mac 10, knowing that, oh, okay, I could potentially rack up some money here if they should eco. That read's now not going to be correct just because Vivo have decided to force into it. 2 FAMASs, 1 SMG, a CZ, and an M4 to work with. Plenty of utility on some players, but it's not the ideal situation. But I said it before, and they made it work, so...
Anything is possible, Banks. Just got to believe. Joltney on a CZ as well. That's a dangerous player. She had a lot of CZ kills. I mean, they closed out the map with Joltney getting a 3k,
yes.
2 of them with a CZ as well in the last one. Goose Breeder. Doesn't matter, she's on a Mac 10. She's still going to deck Cammy. So first frag up towards the A site. And Pan hearing the footsteps as well. Got to be very careful in this smoke. Trying to spot her out. Goose Breeder may have seen her, but no, Pan got a spot through the smoke, so that is a kill for Vivo in response at the very least. But again, it's a Mac 10 player dead. And Dig, they're playing contact out on B. Yes, we have fast retake on short, but look at Bazina. She has no idea what's going on. Rotating off the site, she's not going to be ready for this. Big mistakes made by Vivo, giving up the position. And Joltney, where's the communication from Vivo? They've walked out onto B, and the CT has done none the wiser. This force has not only gone terribly wrong, but also so has the communication. Dignitas looking on the board to pick up a 9th round.
Yeah, you saw Gabby come round there from water to try and cause some damage. Spots the bomb but can't find the kill. Pan's now going to have to avoid the flames for just a little while as it begins to spread around there. A little bit close as well, so she literally can't move. Doesn't take long for it to go away though, just a few seconds as we now sit a 4v2, and surely Vivo, they cannot go for this. They don't want to go for this. Raiden's coming, making plenty of noise. That was like a real lazy peek.
Yeah.
She didn't even really look at it.
Sometimes I bother, like, why are you even going to check the angle if you're not going to commit to the peek? You see some players do that when there's like a close corner. They'll look at it, look away, and then they'll look back because they realise I was actually a player there, but they were just not expecting someone.
And then you get punished for it.
Yeah. But again, you know, small consolation frag for Pan, because look at the money of Dig. They still keep 3 alive as well. It's Vivo failing on the force, and now they have to eco. If they force here, they deserve to lose the game. Here and now.
Wow.
No, this is a situation where you have to eco. You've got 2,400 coming in next round. You've got the perfect, well, not the perfect vibe. You've got at least 4,400 on every single player next round if you eco, and that's good. They go for it. So eco here, buying the next, but that means they only have 2 rounds left on the half to actually be able to pick anything up, and it solely depends on them picking up the first buy next round.
Well, Dignitas continue their domination so far on Overpass on the T side. Gabby's in a nice spot behind Tree to do some damage. She can hear them coming. If she can get at least 2 kills, it'll be huge. Finds the first, but she's very low. Milk managing to trade it out. In the meantime, Pan has found Goose Breeder in Connector, so still plenty to play for here. And Vero just seem somehow, some way, getting frags across the board here. Yeah, they managed to make it happen, but they're now got the MAC-10, they've got the USP, and very limited utility, especially with Pan being quite low as well. And Dignitas can pretty much go where they want.
The issue is here for Vivo is they only have pistols on 2 players. Apparently not an issue for Bazina, though. Drops the bomb. Looking for another. Emulete's fighting with a P250, so this is doable for Bazina, but she makes noise. And also going to try and look to isolate that frag, but it won't happen. Bazina gets out of there, and she gets an AK in her hands. Emulete now in a 1v3, sitting on the bomb site with the bomb. But look at Joltney coming in from the bank. Will she be ready for this? It seems like she's flying very, very slow, actually wrapping into the CT spawn. I don't think Vivo will have an idea of this, so Emulete definitely potential to find a kill here, but the MAC-10 spraying, committing to the fight as well is not necessary as Bazina has the cross to the bomb and she'll get it.
Triple.
So, yeah, I mean, picking up an eco like that.
But the 2 USP kills, just like it was nothing.
We always say that with Vivo. That both these games are going like, this is a round they lose, and then suddenly they win a pistol round. Yeah. So it's okay, cool.
They can make it happen, and they obviously believe in their raw skill, and this is where Dignitas just need to be a little bit careful. They've got plenty to buy for. They're not going to struggle here, but don't underestimate what Vivo is going to bring to the table.
No, not at all. They're going to learn that the hard way, because now we could see a 9-6 half. It was looking like maybe even 11-4 at one point. You know, max really for Vivo, but that's a different story. Goose Breeder, however, may get a free kill. The timing is so paramount here. Cammy is pushed up on long. That's not a good angle to take, and Goose Breeder's going to be ready. Boost up again. This hasn't been working for Vivo. Got to be careful Gabby jump spotting that. We've seen Artstar constantly spam that and constantly check that exact position. So Team Dig, again, an entry their way and damage to follow up. They'll be aware of that with Gabby being spotted on the jump. They try and work their way back towards the A site. Artstar lurking out on B. And this looks like a far more comfortable map so far for Dig.
Yeah, Dignitas, despite having a couple of times they've been forced up and lost rounds, they had no problem bouncing back. And if they reset Vivo here, we're looking at another, do they come and try a force again? Do they try and push further? I'm not going to say they can't do it, because Vivo have proved us wrong time and time again. As Joltney will find the kill onto Artstar to even things up here. Dignitas, they are playing very slow, which is allowing the way of Joltney and Vivo playing this like aggressive style, poking in and out of sites, like having a little poke to see if they can get any further information. It can catch Dignitas off guard, but with 25 seconds to go, Dignitas, they have to start making a move. Now, you're ready for this A site push, but there are 3 CTs here.
What will Pan do? She's been so good so far. There's the first. Trade comes in. That's a 1-for-1. Maybe good enough if someone else can step up individually. We need Bazina to do some damage, but she's dead. First off, Rain follows up. Now Joltney's the last player standing on the CT side. Rain's ready for that one. Too wide of a peak. Dignitas get that reset banks. Exactly what you said. 10 rounds to 4. They've got a force. It's last round of the half, but 3 players have money, so it's not the worst. We've seen them win more with less, or do more with less.
Do they just like the pressure of forces? I don't know. Like maybe
they win them more than buy rounds, so apparently so.
Well, they've won 3 force rounds and they've won 4 rounds, so.
Dire straight here for Vivo. If they can get this, maybe they have a chance to pull it back, but they'll need the pistol as well. Team Dignitas, again, the contact B play they've been showing so often. Joltney is not going to expect that position. I don't blame her. Already dead. Rotation through the connector. Spotted by Emily, and she's just going to hit her shot as well. Digger not having an issue with dispatching a Vivo right now. One player steps up with a kill, but it's just not enough. Bazina goes down, and that's it. 11 rounds for Dignitas. This is Dignitas, as I said earlier, we know and love. Showing up where it actually matters in the upper bracket game of this group.
Rain, what a performance though. 20 for 8, and like she had many rounds where she was picking up 2, 3 kills in a row. She stood strong throughout it all. Emily didn't really get too much of a chance to utilize the AWP in such a way because there were so many fast rounds of just pushing in that she actually wasn't given the opportunities at times. But ultimately, Vivo, they seem a bit thrown off by it. Now they've had confidence E-side, so that's where they definitely play better. But they now have to play with the deficit. The pressure is fully mounted against them.
Yeah, pistols and utility on Joltney. She's got a PT-50, sorry, as well. Emily goes for an aggressive spot at the start towards the playground, but she's not going to see a thing because they wrapped up towards long. Same strategy, exactly the same strat that Dignitas ran, except with a different player outside of B with utility. That was Artstar last time, and she was up to the connector, I think. Pan's going to be going fast. And again, Dig not spotting, not getting any information. Both teams are stuck in this rut. They're running the same pistol round. They have the boost on the CT side, and that's perfect. Milk gets a kill. A bit of a spanner in the works here. Will Vivo try and trade it? They don't get aggressive. Maybe rightly so, because Rain's actually pushed up on short to support the two other players here. But I mean, Vivo, no confidence in this match, in that duel. I feel like this was a versus go home, they would have pushed that by now.
And that's the thing, right? Maybe it's the difference here where they're looking at Dignitas and they are just seriously going, well, we didn't think we could win this. How do we make it happen? How do we do this?
I think it's confidence. I think it's literally just confidence, and they're choking under pressure. That's what it looks like here, because Vivo, they play fantastic on Mirage, and I'm not seeing anything here from them. Rushing on into B with the last two players, this was their last opportunity, but it may not go their way. Already another frag, and that'll be it. Just mown down. Not even a death for Dignitas, no issue. I'm just asking, where is Vivo that showed up in the last map?
Yeah, this is not the same team we've seen. Dignitas have warmed up after that first game. They've got themselves ready, and they are bringing the dominance that we expected to see.
Well, a lot of SMGs here for Dig.
They're racking the money up. They know they're coming to bring the pain.
They don't even need to, though, because it's, almost over if they carry on like this. Either way, these CZs are lethal. Got to be very careful, even in those close ranges with the SMGs. At some engagements, I favour the CZ, and that's one of them. There we go, Jiltney. Another 2K with a CZ. A classic Jiltney play, I call it. There's now two CTs left up, but Milk's on the site, and she's already started things off right. Looking for another. There it is. Headshot coming in. Milk with the third. She is mowing down the Brazilians on the bomb site. And with the smoke beginning to fade, she's going to be given an opportunity for a fourth. There it is. Not even checking the angle. What a throwaway from Vivo. They're not going to get a single kill onto the site.
Oh, if you're Joltney and Bizner in that situation, you did all the damage, you got them in, and then it all fell apart. They just didn't look for Milk.
One by one.
Yeah, again, we got to laugh because we say it. It's if you go in one by one, then it's easy for them to mow you down. You're giving them more opportunities. Give them multiple targets, wrap around them, get the refrag. This is how you've got to play Counter-Strike. But we're seeing Vivo play scared, which we haven't seen from them.
Yeah, this is opposite of what I expected here. Goose Breeder making money as well.
The lineup, it can work. Emily picking up the final two, 14-4 now. Dignitas 2 rounds away from claiming the top spot here.
This has been a pretty sick comeback.
Yeah, if Vivo can do it with this buy, then I say maybe, but they have to do it very convincingly here. And
yeah, I mean, they have to take rounds, every round with 3 players alive, or they're going to have no money. So yeah, I'm not holding out for it, but we'll see. It's not over till it's over. That's one thing we learnt from Inferno. Already some aggression from Dignitas. They look to take control towards the playground. That's going to be Goose Breeder pushed up with a bit of support as well from Artstar. Ready and waiting, but Keyd holding on strong. And Team Dig, they spot nothing. They rotate fully, maybe expecting some B presence here from the T side. With no one being spotted, they might rotate a third player down. I'm very surprised they keep 3A here. It's a risky prediction, but it seems to be the right one to make because Vivo haven't got much presence outside of that B bomb site. Going to be walking up towards A slowly but surely. Gabby's still in the connector, and Jiltney's only just coming to bring the bomb as well. Still Team Dig aggressive, and still with lots of utility as well. They're so well equipped for this.
They've not been baited out to waste it, right? No. Vivo have taken this very slow so far, and also, I know it's 45 seconds, it's not bad, but they will have to make...
Can they, you had to jump on the top of the bench first?
But there is a chance, right, that Vivo now get caught off guard because the wraparound could come from B. You've got 30 seconds to go. Yes, you can go fast into B if they really wanted to, but Dignitas are prepared for this, and they have so much to work with. Artstar just picking up the first skill, and Vivo still haven't even decided where they want to go.
And there's 20 seconds left. They've got to run into B, and we still have Molotovs on Team Dig. What? Like, I don't even know what Vivo are trying to do here. They're just going to get wrecked on the B site. There's Rain again with the FAMAS. Cross from Milk. One for her. Emily steps in with a frag, and at this point, it's Team Dignitas' round, and probably the game.
You say it's not over till it's over, and I see you shaking your head, Hugo. I understand because you had the faith in Vivo.
If this match was on Mirage, I honestly still would believe in Keyd. That's the crazy thing. I just think they're just
then why do you let Overpass. But why do you let the veto go this way then? Like,
yeah,
honestly,
I have no idea how this ended up on this map. Because they have shown nothing at all. Actually nothing.
And the thing is, the crazy thing was, that Dignitas Female removed Mirage, right? So KeydStars removed Nuke. They had to leave it in there. They didn't want to play that.
Was it Nuke or no?
So it was Train or Overpass, and then Train was taken out by Dignitas, and then they ended up in a situation where we get to actually work it. And again, it's being the same old scenario that we've seen time and time again. The Dignitas ladies are going to have no problem cleaning this one up. I say, Cammy probably not going to have a chance. Goose Breeder with the final kill. We know that Dignitas dominated across the board there, and they did it in absolute style as well. 16-4. They've claimed their spot. They're now through to the playoffs tomorrow. They don't have anything to worry about. They did it as expected.
Yeah.
But we will see, obviously, the loser game come up, and they will then have to face Keyd. So it's going to be the Chinese team of eHome having to take on, or Go Home as they like to have called themselves now for this event, trying to avoid going home as they've got to face Team Unknown. And we saw the way that Team Unknown pressured Dignitas in that first game. But I very much say that, yes, okay, Team Unknown's most likely a higher caliber of team for Dignitas to face in that first game. But Dignitas showed that there was signs of weakness when they weren't feeling ready or warmed up, where this game, it was more what we saw previously from them.
Yeah, I understand banking on Dignitas in that match, but honestly, I'm so surprised that game went so dominant for Dig, because even if they were going to win it, I was expecting something from Key. They looked fantastic on Mirage. They had so many executes, so many CT aggressive setups in terms of like double plays, pop flashes for themselves, and not only did they look great individually, but Dig, again, we go back to Inferno, they were missing shots. They had no depth, at least on their T side. It was just kind of pugging it and walking up to sites. However, not to harp on Dignitas at all, that was a fantastic map. They looked absolutely perfect. They had their T side ready. They were clearly prepared for Overpass, and that's going to be a huge confidence booster as well.
Massively.
A team like KeydStars looking strong, just getting smacked around by Dignitas, going into the playoffs. Dignitas are now back up in my books, in my good books, because I was worried after Inferno, because I was thinking, this should be their game, right? And it went to OT, but I don't know. I don't know what to make of that game. That was the weirdest game I've seen in a while. I still want to.
I just think it was Overpass. Like
I still want to bank on Keyd. That's the thing. I still want to bank on Keyd going forward.
So okay, we're next going into Team Unknown taking on Go Home. Yeah. Most likely, I would say. Really not. I would most likely see that Team Unknown should be able to claim that game, the way we're looking at it. But if they didn't and we saw a rematch, then Keyd have definitely got a chance to go through here. But I feel like if Keyd don't work on having like a better chance of winning a veto, because they clearly lost that veto, right? That didn't go in their favor.
The crazy thing is, when you have a best of one veto and you ban down to one map, both teams should always be comfortable. Because if you're not comfortable, what is your map pool anyway? Like
you must have two maps.
2 maps in your map pool, because that's all.
You can't
maybe
do
3 if the other team's banning 3. That's you shouldn't be playing. Every team has at least I want to say 4, but every team should have a 6 map pool out of 7. To be honest, some have 5. Fair enough, and whatever. But I mean, Keyd, that is not a map for them. So now we know that going forward. Again, as you said, Unknown versus Go Home next up. Should be Unknown's game, but Unknown.
You can't
Go
count.
Home.
Yeah.
There's so many knowns. They did look
okay. You
okay.
can't count them out from it.
They did look decent. They had some nice A takes on Mirage. Again, it's going to come down to the veto, I think. But who knows?
But I'm not going to say to Keyd. I'm not going to say it as like Keyd have got no chance now. They've definitely got a chance to come back into it. But that was just them completely dominated. They played scared. That was 100%.
I was confident.
Joltney was not going out with them aggressive pushes. She was not having the backup of like business stepping in there. It was more like the Dignitas show. They came, they saw, they conquered. Now we get a situation where Keyd get to wait. They get to refine things, but maybe they can take some information from looking at the game that's being played and think, okay, this is how we can go at it, because you've got more maps to look at, more information to take from, and work from there.
I also think one of the big issues for Keyd, especially in that first half, I think they should have started T-side, but maybe because they won knife, right? But maybe because they didn't have the execution, they didn't have the depth, they wanted to kind of just like pug it on CT, which is understandable if it's not a map you know well.
Try and get as much as possible.
Right? Just see what you can do. But the money game was such a huge issue, right? We saw Dignitas not only constantly resetting, but some questionable forces. Sometimes they worked out from Keyd, of course, as we know them to do so. But some forces that I wouldn't have made. I wouldn't have personally said are a good idea.
Real rounds.
Yeah, more forces than real rounds. So at the end of the day, what can you even make of that game? But we will be going for a break. The next game will be the losers matchup. So of course, Unknown versus Go Home, and one of those teams will be going home. It's a 0-2 best of 1. So we'll see you very shortly after this break.